a crazy short topic, but in terms of notes, basically just showing you how to do them generally will suffice. Because nothing is new with the integration, it's just basically how to rearrange it, / how to finish solving it. Maybe before I start the second page, I will reemphasize, we did problem D together, I thought, correct? We did all 5 of these?
Yes.
Okay. So just to reiterate, because it definitely sounded confusion yesterday, the y prime is a different style of notation. Y prime, you can immediately write dy dx in place of it. And that would definitely work easier for you in this topic. So whenever there is an f prime of an x, a y prime, or a dy dx, they all stand for the exact same thing. Sometimes one notation is better for a certain type of problem. This page doesn't have any y, or doesn't have y prime written anywhere, so it didn't affect it. That's why I just wanted to remind you of it, because if you start the homework tonight, I'm positive you're gonna run into some that have y prime. Grady, let's have you start. I've had you pick somebody for like a week and a half now, I think. Okay, do you remember what we're even supposed to do to begin these problems?
Separate the variables.
Okay, what does that mean? But you are absolutely correct.
I have x and dx on the side.
Yeah, perfect. You literally separate the variables so that they are grouped together. Okay, good. No, let me call on somebody. Caden, are you ready? Excellent. I was hoping you could go up there and separate the stuff for us. Basically, move around the variables so that they are arranged correctly. This one I thought looked slightly different because it's an x and a t. It's not y and x. Are you just rewriting it?
I'm just.
Looks like. Oh, okay, I got you. Perfect start. This pretty much guarantees the x, you can keep going. This pretty much guarantees the x's will be on the left, because you have to multiply by dt on the right. And so it's not like an official rule, and it doesn't tell us what to solve for at the end, but we're gonna try to solve for x at the end of the problem. Yeah, that's perfect. Oh, that is not perfect. What you wrote isn't wrong. I wanna clarify that. But writing e to the negative t on the bottom seems like, right, it would be much easier to put it on the top as a positive t. It is killing me that you wrote dt first, even though it's not wrong. There we go. Nice. Perfect. Okay, let's shrink this up. Uh-oh, can I highlight? Caden, are you going to, come on. Are you gonna pick somebody for us? Sure. Okay, find number 4. Oh, that was longer. Onyx? Okay, Onyx, do you feel like you can help us continue from here? So what would be the next step?
Just take integral.
Perfect. And these are pretty straightforward integral ones. Do you think you can come up here and do it for us?
Yeah.
Okay, if not, you can ask for help, you can whatever too, I mean like. Very close, but excellent integration. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, you did forget one thing, one minor thing, but a detail that would absolutely be marked wrong, even though you meant correct. So you integrated, right?
Yeah.
You didn't, you're right. No. You do need that symbol. Where would that symbol go to tell whoever's reading your problem that you are integrating next. So like, this is your integrated answer, so the symbol wouldn't go on here because you've already integrated.
I don't know.
Well, the progress step. You need to put an integral symbol there to say what you're doing. Correct, nice.
Okay.
Yep, yeah, I knew what you were doing and you were doing it correct. But like when you're doing a free response question, you have to basically say what you're doing with the notation. Nice job. That was just kind of a general point. Are we just pointing at Andrew, at Aiden? Andrew?
Sure.
Andrew, are we done with this problem?
No.
Oh, okay, how come?
You can simplify it a bit more.
Sure. That is your responsibility, nice. Now, like I said, it doesn't say what to solve for, but I would assume X just because that's how the rest of the problems have been set up. So, would we, I'll just let you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, in case you were curious, it isn't wrong if you write 2C. It's generally accepted that you don't because it's annoying. But you can actually put the number operations on C.
Can you do two parentheses?
Oh, like his first step? With the parentheses times 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so would we go further?
Do you want me to square it?
That's what the question is.
Oh, okay. Right.
Should we go further or not?
Sure.
Oh, that sounds very unsure.
I am unsure.
I mean, you said sure, but that sounded unsure. Well, why didn't you ask? You've got like 29 other people here to help you out.
Should I?
He's unsure.
Should I? Because he said we could keep it as squared yesterday, right?
Well, that's pretty much what you're trying to answer. Like, should we keep it as squared, or should we solve for x?
Solve for x. Okay. All right.
Solve for x when you can, unless the answer is plus or minus.
Oh.
Because
okay.
they consider plus and minus lower class for some reason.
Okay.
So
I'm not
I
gonna
would
say-
keep it here, yes.
All right.
Now, just so you know, it's not wrong if you do write it as plus or minus. It's not wrong. You won't see it on the multiple choice answers. But like on free response, if you square root it and then wrote plus and minus, it's not wrong. Okay, good.
Okay.
Oh, Neela, are we done?
They gave us more information.
Oh, they did, yeah. So we found the general solution, but it definitely tells us that's not what we were trying to find.
We're trying to find Sierra.
Sorry, all I heard
We
is
need
pencil
to find
sharpener.
C. Is
Yeah,
that-
yeah, find C. How do we find C?
Plug in the numbers.
Yes.
Come with it.
Yeah, I know you said you plug in the numbers, but I wasn't gonna plug in the numbers.
So you have to clarify. That's T, right?
I have no idea what you wrote.
That's T. This is T. This is,
Did you write T and T?
no. This equals T, right?
The 0?
No, the X of zeros. So, do you know what I'm trying to say?
So the,
Because X.
having the X on the outside of the parentheses,
Still zero.
got you, no, it's backwards.
Oh,
Having the X on the outside of the parentheses means that the inside of the parentheses is the other variable.
oh, really?
Yeah, it's like when it's written as f of 2. That means the 2 is the x. So whenever they write it in function notation like that, whatever is in the parentheses is the other variable. So the t is 0, the x is 1. Yeah, that was the main reason I wanted us to do this example, because I figured some people would be confused about which letter was which. Yeah, so we would write x squared equals 2e to the t minus 1. And that would be our particular solution. Good. Nice. Okay, this one I want to start with you, and then I want you to finish it on your own. Oh, sorry, I'll go back to this one. Yeah, go ahead.
Why was it -1?
Subtract 2 from both sides. So 1 minus 2.
Where this,
Okay, so Neela kind of just went from this line to over here. So you put 1 in place of x, so it'd be 1 squared equals 2e to the 0, which would be,
oh, cause she.
oh, wait, yeah,
put
that's
the
2.
You put the 2 on C, I had it both, I had e to the t plus c times 2, all that together, so I divided by 2 first. And it gave me a half. So I'm like, what is going on?
So if your c would be a half, or negative a half probably, right?
Yeah,
So your c would be negative a half, but when you multiply that 2 out, it would be equivalent to this.
okay,
So if you have parentheses e to the t minus a half, parentheses times 2, same thing.
okay,
So your c value could come up different, but it would be an equivalent final statement.
oh, so the c value would be different?
Depending on how you write it, the c
Yeah.
value could come up differently
Okay, but it
So-
would still be the same answer
at the end.
at the end, okay,
So that's why the c just absorbs everything, because if we choose to just absorb it into the c, then we just find, a different number at the end. It doesn't matter how you set c up, as long as what you write in the end's final equation is equivalent.
it could be an answer, as long as it could be an answer,
If you have it set up differently than I do, your c would be different.
okay.
Oh, how can we forget to have Matt come up?
Get him, Matt.
Matt, the only thing I wanted us to do together on this problem was kind of the beginning, before I wanted everybody to try it on their own. Because this pretty much exact problem was in the homework a couple sections ago maybe. And a lot of people got stuck on it. So I wanted to kind of go over how to integrate it.
Go get him, Matt.
Where'd you get that sweatshirt? Did you go there?
No,
Oh,
I wanted to.
I know, that'd be a pretty cool tour. Is it from Science Museum?
I don't know, I just got it for my grandfather's birthday.
Got it. Has anybody ever been to CERN? I don't know if your parents had ever taken you. CERN, isn't that the Large Hadron Collider?
Mhm.
Isn't it Europe?
Yeah, it's in Europe.
Yeah.
Oh, that, yeah.
It's an underground giant donut.
Yeah.
Visit there as a tourist?
Isn't it like
I
5 miles in diameter?
I don't think you get to go in the
It's huge.
Yeah, it's insane.
inner workings of it, but I believe you can,
Okay.
I mean, you probably just get to like look through a window to see what it is. Oh, sorry, yeah, look at you working while I was talking. Perfect. So the 1 plus x over x is where I know a lot of students got stuck. Do you want to call on somebody? Do we already know who that somebody is? I thought for sure it was Spencer.
Yeah.
I thought for sure it was Spencer. Yeah, you were ready for it. Okay, Owen, so the portion of this that everybody's getting stuck on is the 1 plus x over x. How do we integrate that?
Wouldn't we want to separate them? So
Perfect.
Now it's
So most people, when they first look at it, just kind of feel like it's gonna be a natural log or something, because it's a fraction. But it most definitely isn't, because the top isn't the derivative, they're not derivatives of each other. So if you separate the fraction, because it's just a single denominator, and write it as two separate ones, then you're gonna integrate one over x on its own, and then x over x is just one. And then you can integrate the pieces individually. So I was hoping you guys could try to finish this problem on your own. I wanted to talk about the integration of that fraction, but.
How did, in the first step, when you got the one that says over, you divide it
Oh, I didn't even notice that. It's not wrong to write it like this. He just multiplied both sides by x, y, and then divided both sides by x. So you could have started the problem by just multiplying by y. It would be effectively the same thing. What were you trying, I'm sorry, what were you trying to ask about it though?
That's okay, I just didn't understand how.
What he was doing? Yeah, he multiplied both sides by x, y just to get rid of the fraction. And then the x was on the wrong half. And so he divided by the x to put it back here. But see if you can finish it on your own. Where are you going? Oh my, okay.
Oh, you moved over.
Oops.
Boy, what's the natural log of one?
Yeah, 16.
What's the natural log?
Yeah, what's
Zero.
the natural
Zero?
log?
Yeah, and then plus 1.
I mean, why is it natural log zero? What do you mean natural log
I
zero?
also forgot plus 1. No, I didn't.
Isn't C 15?
What is it?
Yeah, you're right, you're right, you're right.
Is C 15? I thought 15.
Wait, I have 14.
Y'all are crazy.
I'm actually correct.
Oh, it's
Okay, you get 0.
You get 16,
But,
right?
yeah, 6.
0 plus
Wrong. C is
X.
7, dude.
Which is 1.
Dude, C is 7.
I did it right, guys.
Oh, you would 2, okay, there we go. Don't put the 2 on the C.
I didn't. I have no idea.
Yeah.
There's no 2 on my C.
16 plus or minus 1.
Yes. There's no 2 on my C.
What?
Huh?
Ha!
What do you?
Where did I lose you?
Huh?
Where did I lose you?
Well, so.
I know, I get it now, I get it now.
Oh, but I
Ish.
what if you move the 2 over to the other side again? Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
that's
never
fine.
mind. I reset it.
If you move the 2 first, your C would be
You know
14.
what?
Okay, so I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're not?
My final answer is gonna have a 14.
Your C could be different.
Dude, I'm not wrong.
Holy man. You guys got very worked up over that.
Is LN1 0?
Yeah,
Wait, so why is C equal 7 when it could also equal 14?
it is.
C does equal 14.
Oh.
Wait.
He keeps the 1/2 on the and makes it 4.
Let's
go. I'm not wrong.
I'm so confused now.
Holy cow, holy cow. Okay, I did not multiply by the 2 right away. I left the 1/2 there when I found C. So with the 1/2 in the equation, C is 7. Getting rid of the 1/2 means the C is a 14. So my final answer, I wrote a 14 because I multiplied everything by 2. If you left the 1/2 on the y squared, it'd be a 7. If you didn't leave the 1/2 on the y squared, it'd be a 14.
Should we be stupid and say the C absorbs the 1 plus 1 under 8?
So once you start plugging in numbers, you can't absorb. The absorbing portion is before you try to find C. So once we plugged in numbers, we were purposely trying to find C. So you can't absorb things at that stage. I guess I've never really thought about that, but, the absorbing is only before you try to figure out what C is. Yes,
I have a question, I don't know how to explain it, but I had this outside,
mhm,
so then I like distributed it, should I have wrote two C
mhm.
and then made it 7?
So once you get to the stage where you're trying to find C, it no longer like absorbs.
Okay, so
You are
then
not
if I
right.
put this on the
I'm right.
outside, it could be this plus 7.
Yours-
Correct, if you're writing C on the inside, it would be a 7.
Okay, can I write it like that?
Mhm.
So it's C can equal 7 or?
Okay, if this one went okay for you, try the bottom question, beginning to end on your own.
Wait, so C is 7.
So, depending on how you write your answer, C is gonna be 7 or 14.
Oh, so I can have either one.
Did you leave the 1/2 in the problem?
Yeah, I divided by 2, yeah. Cause I took the wrong y. Y squared divided by 2. 16.
Yeah, so you've got the 1/2.
Oh, yeah,
So then C is 7.
yeah.
So when you write your final answer, you're probably gonna write y squared over 2. Then it's 7.
Oh, okay.
I doubled everything,
Oh,
so it's 14.
Oh, it's the same thing, okay.
Wait, are we only? Here, I thought it was gonna be like towards the end of the hour. We've got like a half hour left.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, we're cruising.
It's not our hard thing.
Usually when I call people to the board, it's pretty much goes to the end of that.
It's my go-to just from cardigans, anytime.
That's where we have all of it absorbed, divided by
Mr.
3.
McLeod,
Mhm.
is the negative,
For
or
like the
is
power.
that, would that be x to the negative 1/2?
Or is it just -1?
Negative times root.
What you could do.
Negative times x to the
Or I
1.
could just.
So
Yeah.
you kind of can pull like the negative one out.
But it becomes negative because you have to subtract it from both sides.
Yeah, so it would be like -2/3x.
Yes.
Right,
Okay,
because
that's
I
fine.
Yep.
thought,
So get rid of the 2 too. Then you have y
I feel like that could be so
plus 3.
Oh, plus. But then it's still a -1.
Haha, you also just got rid of all the fractions.
I was considering doing that, but also, I'm actually trying to.
You get this.
Oh, wait, good.
I don't know, I'm
Oh,
still
wait.
figuring it out right now.
I think when I put my negative 7 over it. Uh-oh. Oh, I think I see where it differences.
Yeah, you took out the fractions. not
Yeah, okay.
So this would be,
So 6 and 7.
is the bottom number the
Oh.
power seven?
Bottom number is root, top number is power.
We got 7 though, because, we didn't have a negative.
You forgot to put the negative in.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I have the first 4. And then we got 6, you know, fractions.
Yeah.
And then I have to get, x is equal to -5, so,
Maybe, okay, so if I did something wrong,
What'd you get?
not the right answer.
C.
No.
I'm fairly.
no, come on.
Oh, yeah. Just the.
Yeah, the point of this, I've realized, is just do the.
Oh wait, you solved for,
Like, try to be confused.
Spencer.
I was gonna say,
You have a potty mouth.
God,
I have
that's
a
terrible.
question.
That's
How do you-
unacceptable.
it's horrible.
If one cube is, or negative one cube is negative one, how do you keep this?
Hold on, I know you're talking, I'm not hearing it. I wanted to finish writing first, okay. What were you trying to ask?
Negative one cube is negative one, how do you take the square root?
You can. The negative symbol is
On
done
the
at the end.
outside, oh.
So like PEMDAS, you do the exponent before you multiply by negative one.
So then it would be, you know?
So if you got the answer that I have directly above what I circled, that's plenty good, most likely. But I can pretty much guarantee that on multiple choice, they would solve it for y. So that bottom one is most likely what you would run into. So like you basically just take both sides to the 2/3 power to cancel out the power. And taking both sides to the 2/3 power would not create a plus or minus. Because you would cube root both sides and then square both sides. So that wouldn't create plus or minus, and so then that's acceptable. Oh, see what happens when you actually do your work? Or try to do some work? Or are you both doing something different? Oh, God. You guys gotta police your section over here better. What is this? Okay. So what I would consider is going to be the most difficult part for you in your homework is not this. It is most definitely going to be when you have to solve for logarithms.
Wait, what?
Like the one we did yesterday, I think it was the third question, C. On C, our final answer was y equals,
Plus minus e to the power of x over 2 squared.
so our final answer was C e to the 1/2 x squared.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be the most difficult portions for you to solve in the final answers.
Is it C times me or C base?
What?
The final answer would have a C times, yes,
I wrote it with the E lower, so I didn't know.
got it. No, it is, the C is multiplied in the front. Okay, so I would get started on the homework for 7-3. I will give you, I don't know, like 20 minutes tomorrow to try to ask me some questions before we start the next section. Reminder, I've got the answer key up here. And maybe, just maybe, so that I don't freak out, put away our Chromebooks. You literally shut it and then opened it back up to continue whatever you were doing. Thanks. Okay, I will gladly help you with any question on homework. But it definitely is a good idea for you to get started and see if you can get, like page 1 done of the homework, because then if that's going well, most likely everything else will too.